stated by previous opposition debaters, genetically modified organisms are bad for consumers. They argued that GMOs won't fend off invaders and pests forever, for organisms can adapt to changes in their environment. Not only do these altered crops affect animal consumers, but they have been proven to disrupt the nature of the human body. With the increased nutrients and desirable traits of GMOs, they attract more unwanted weeds and pests to grow, therefore having to increase the number of herbicides used. Finally, the opposition stated that the testing process for modified organisms is ineffective and doesn't seem to test the food itself. Though the arguments made by the proposition are valid, there are many flaws to their claims. First off, the proposition stated that the biotechnology used in GMOs can help the human race grow food in places or communities that lack the right conditions for standard crops to grow. This could be a revolutionary idea for people who need these crops. But who else loves to feast on growing food? Pests. A new type of plant could be the perfect target for bugs and weeds. If there is a way to make a tougher crop, they will attract even tougher pests. This will make humans have to use more pesticides, herbicides, and plenty of different chemicals to the point where consumers are literally just shoving fistfuls of toxins in their mouth. A farmer who spoke to modernfarmer.com said, "I didn't have corn rootworm because of the BT gene, and I used less pesticide. Now, the worms are adjusting and the weeds are resistant. Mother Nature adapts." The article from which this quote came from talks about how farmers are having to spend more money on herbicides and pesticides because of the fact that pests are so quick to adapt. People are so quick to argue that the adaptations of GMOs will help reduce the number of chemicals used, without thinking about the pests themselves. If we as humans are trying to create a more natural world, why take all of these risks that will have more negative consequences than there were before the crops were even planted? Therefore, it is not necessary to alter food to grow in harsher conditions. Another claim that the pro-GMO debaters made was that GMOs can be altered to become immune to certain pests. I disagree with this claim for some of the same reasons that I disagreed with the first claim. When GMOs are altered to become immune to certain diseases, there are many negative consequences. First of all, these effects will not last forever. Like I said before, if a crop is tough enough to resist a certain obstacle, so are pests. Organisms have been evolving for millions of years, and GMOs will not be the biggest threat in the world for them. Earlier this year, we talked about genetic mutations, and the bigger the change to the environment, the more dominant these mutations will become. Because scientists are trying to rapidly change the components of crops, pests are starting to adapt faster. A study in multiple parts of the world is studying the phenomenon of the adaptations of bollworms. George Dvorsky of IO9 says, "But the bollworms are developing a resistance. Scientists have observed that a rare genetic mutation in bollworms makes them immune to BT, and that the mutation isn't so rare anymore." Even though bollworms are a more extreme case of fast adaptation, they most likely won't be for long. Humans cannot predict how fast these immunities in GMOs will become insignificant. Another reason that GMOs' immunities to unwanted pests is not acceptable is because they can end up targeting the wrong type of organisms. Naturally Savvy says that some plants have been scientifically proven to target organisms like bees, bacteria, and beings that actually help the environment. What are human bodies full of? Bacteria. When you eat food, all of the components in the food is going in your body. If there is a risk of the chemicals in the food targeting the bacteria inside your body, then why eat them? In fact, GMOs have been one of the main causes for the endangering of bees. Overall, genetically modified organisms are not good for consumers. For every revolutionary trait that they are given, there is always a huge downside that will end up harming the environment. Thank you.